After graduating from college 3 weeks ago, I moved out to my first studio apartment in Redmond, Washington to start my new job as a software engineer. Since this is my first time living alone and I'm renting an unfurnished apartment, I had complete control over not only where I lived but also how I set it up. I established two main priorities for my space: creating a productive workspace where I can work from home and focus on my own projects, and to achieve separation between my personal life and my job. These were two things I struggled with in my senior year of college with taking classes out of my dorm, and I wanted to make sure I designed my space from the ground up to be both functional and a space I enjoyed spending time when I wasn't working. At 520 square feet, this was the smallest apartment I could find that included all the standard amenities like an in-unit washer and dryer, a full kitchen that includes a microwave, oven, refrigerator, and dishwasher, and a separated bedroom area. Looking at other apartments, I initially had some reservations about the size, but as someone used to living in a tiny room in a college apartment with 5 roommates, the apartment has more than enough space for my needs. There's 4 main sections: the bathroom, galley kitchen, living area, and bedroom. The bathroom is a bathroom. It's not a mess, and I plan to keep it that way. The kitchen has all of the basics, and I added a toaster for toasting bagels and a blender for making the occasional evening smoothie. Since it's a galley kitchen, there's only a small amount of countertop space. It's enough for me, but it means I have to wash dishes more often and keep the space organized. There's also a coat closet here that serves to hide my luggage and other miscellaneous eyesores from site, and the other side of the hallway has a stacked washer and dryer. Having an in-unit washer and dryer has its perks, but the noise also means that you probably shouldn't schedule your meditation at the same time as laundry day. The living room is the biggest part of the space and where I'll be spending the majority of my time. To minimize clutter and save money, I wanted to be intentional about my furnishings. Everything should have a purpose and the space should feel open and spacious. Given how much time I spend in front of my computer, having a sit-stand desk and a good chair were high priorities for me. I chose not to splurge on a desk with presets, but marking my heights by hand lets me achieve the exact same effect on a budget. My setup is pretty minimal. I had a monitor, but after an untimely death in my luggage, we'll be sticking with a more minimal working space for the time being. The chair provides enough support for long periods of sitting when I don't have my desk in the standing position, although I get the feeling my headrest may be short-lived. Since I live alone, I don't need much sitting room or a kitchen table. A small futon and a coffee table let me put on YouTube while I eat, and it gives me flexibility for any friends who might stay the night. As I get settled in, one of the biggest challenges has been making sure that everything has a place. 2 shelves serve as a blend of storage and decoration, and small bookshelves with cubbies allow items to be kept out of sight without being tucked away in less accessible locations under the bed. Then again, my printer and router might not be the most visually pleasing, but the space is a work in progress. Philips Hue bulbs can help set the mood in my apartment, but so far I primarily take advantage of their ability to switch between warm and cool light depending on what I'm doing. I currently have a lot of dead space behind my futon. I expect to acquire some fitness equipment in the coming weeks, and I'll use this area for at-home exercise. One of the things that sold me on this particular apartment was the separation between the bedroom and the living room. A lot of studio apartments use an open floor plan, but having at least a sliding door creates a semblance of privacy and a divider between my bedroom and the rest of the apartment. An overhead gap between the bedroom and living room means this won't block out sounds from anyone who happens to be in the other space, but since I live alone, that shouldn't be an issue. A deceptively small dresser serves as my nightstand and clothing storage, with the remainder of my clothing hung in the closet. My wardrobe tends to be pretty minimalistic, that is, if you don't count the odd sports jersey. Closet storage and underbed storage are used for items that I don't need to frequently access, and overall it keeps the space feeling much more organized. I don't do much in here other than read and sleep. My apartment doesn't have air conditioning, and though I have a small fan to create some circulation, I find that I fall asleep much faster when I haven't been spending a lot of time in bed throughout the day. The last step was making the space feel like home, and that's where the artwork and the small touches come in. I traded in my college dorm posters for some art I've collected over the past few years, mounting on command strips to avoid damaging my apartment's walls. I'll also be testing my skills by taking care of 2 succulents. Perhaps if I can keep these alive, I'll eventually step up to taking care of a cat. And then of course there's the little things that have meaning to me, not necessarily functional, but they remind me of the people in my life and the things I enjoy. And that's my apartment. It's not done yet, and I doubt it ever will be. Items will be rearranged, poorly thought out design decisions will prove painful to live with, and of course, cable management can always be improved. Now that I moved in, videos should be coming more regularly, so if you want to see more content, subscribe for new videos and hit that like button on your way out. That's it, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.